Okay, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. This is Joel Abigail Aguas and part 2 po ng Strategic Analyst. You are so much welcome to my channel. Kindly take note. Kindly subscribe to Joel in the World sa Twitter for more updates. So this video is made by yours truly. Okay, so let's talk about strategic analysis. But before that, this topic just answers yung second objective, which is to understand basic concepts and principles of strategic management analysis, the internal and external environment of business. Before we go on there further about business, let's start with this person. So this person is, when I had this presentation sa class, I had them guess this person and no one was able to guess it. This guy is from Harvard University. Siya lang naman po ay si Michael E. Porter, ang isang matanyag na profesor, ang nag-isip ng Porter's 5 analysis. Sa atin natin narinig ang competitive advantage sa advertising. Isipin nyo na lang na yan yung USP, unique selling point. So, Porter's 5 forces, there's the threat of new entrants. Paano ba kadali ang mag-setup ng shop? Let's take note of na rin yung ease of doing business law. So, profitable industries that yield high returns will attract new entities. Then we got the bargaining power of buyers. How much power do customers have? This also answers the ability of customers to put the firm under pressure, which also affects the customer's sensitivity to price changes. Then bargaining power of suppliers. How much power do suppliers have? So suppliers of raw materials, components, labor, and services such as expertise to the firm can be a source of power over the firm when there are few substitutes. If you are making biscuits and there is only one person who sells flour, you have no alternative but to buy it from them. Suppliers may refuse to work with the firm or change excessively high prices for unique resources. Then we also have threat of substitutes. How likely are customers to switch to an alternative? A substitute product uses a different technology to try to solve the same economic need. Last is intensity of competitive rivalry. How many firms compete and how much is the market growing? So this is the biggest determinant of the competitiveness of the industry. Having an understanding of industry rivals is vital to successfully marketing a product. So I wish I could explain this more in Filipino, but I'm assuming that there might be future viewers of this YouTube channel ni Sir Marmelo. Pero actually, content report ko po talaga to. This is my reporting for him. Okay, next slide. So I'm going to show you a sample work done by one of my colleagues for the iron and steel industry in the Philippines. 5 forces analysis. So, dito sa gitna yung rival, yung existing competitors. Take note, bargaining power, threat of substitute, product or service, bargaining power of suppliers, threat of new entrants. So, why do some companies' profit margins exceed their competitors? And how does one company garner a competitive advantage against its peers? Sagot po dyan ay sa value chain. Value chain is a chain of activities, processes, or collections of processes that an organization performs in order to deliver a valuable product or service for the market. Chain po talaga siya. Value chain analysis is a chain of activities that an organization performs in order to deliver a valuable product or service for the market. So, that sounds self-explanatory, but you'll see more images later. It's a sample of the value chain Just an illustration. We got primary activities here, and then got the primary activities, got inbound logistics, which includes functions like receiving, warehousing, and managing inventory. Got the operations, which include procedures for converting raw materials into a finished product. Outbound logistics include activities to distribute a final product to a consumer. Marketing and sales include strategies to enhance visibility and target appropriate customers, such as advertising, promotion, and pricing. Service includes programs to maintain products and enhance the consumer experience, like customer service, maintenance, repair, refund, and exchange. For support activities, we got procurement. This is concerned with how a company obtains raw materials. Technological development is used at the firm's research and development stage, like designing and developing manufacturing techniques and automating processes. Human resources management involves hiring and retaining employees who will fulfill the firm's business strategy and help design, market, and sell the product. Infrastructure includes company systems and the composition of its management team, such as planning, accounting, finance, and quality control. So this is a typical example of a supply chain, of a value chain, I mean. And then here's a sample value chain with data from, apologies, I'm not sure if it's TA, but here's a value chain analysis of fresh and processed papaya. For steel, iron and steel, here's something more so that you can see a more bigger picture. So next start manage is the raw materials, then in the midstream, this is what we sell. Take note of the processing, guys. Then downstream, these are the items that we have. So more, another value chain. See, got the functions, tasks, operators, and enablers. And here are the processes, the tasks, the operators, and the enablers. So, how do we improve the value chain? When a firm takes into account its value chain, it needs to consider its value proposition or what sets it apart from its competitors. So, there are two common competitive advantage strategies. Number one is that you be a low cost provider or value chain analysis focuses on cost and how a company can reduce those costs. That's why you do this, strategic management. And you have specialization. Ang value chain analysis focuses on the activities that create a unique product or differentiation in service. So in my last presentation, I showed you um, the competitive advantage strategy of the telecommunications and infrastructure industry in the Philippines. So I showed that for reporting purposes. For this video, I will not be showing it. I can, however, show you an example value proposition of how the Philippines is being marketed by TTIBOI. So, in the Philippines, we have 100 million consumer market as springboard for an investor. It's a regional hub linked with global value chains. So we have the opportunities here. We've got new high-level growth trajectory, got a growing market, middle class, political stability, got a young English-speaking working force, and sorry, what's this? I think this is about FTAs. Also got bolder trader policy, increased infrastructure spending, which is the Build program, intensified investment promotion. Also got skills training, HRD innovation and research and development, green growth, and MISME development. Downside and their challenges are complex regulations, high cost of power, lack of ports, airports, roads, SME access to finance, supply chain gaps, Industry 4.0. So, I also shared to you in our last report a benchmarking story about how how our how our agency plans to benchmark for investments, but I won't be sharing it today because this contains sensitive information. But I showed it to you last time just for in reporting purposes, education purposes. So here we got a story. This is the parable of the talents. A wealthy man is going on a journey, and he entrusted his wealth to his servants. The first servant was given 5 bags of gold. The second servant was given 2 bags of gold. The last servant had 1 bag of gold. The first two servants went at once and put a business and gained double the amount of gold they had, while the last servant dug his gold under a hole. A few days have passed and the master came back glad with the first two servants. As for the other one, he didn't feel so happy with him. Lesson: success is a product of our hard work. Our work should be guided by God's teachings and not for our selfish reasons. So I'm going to share to you 5 lessons in benchmarking. So number one, you have to know the principle of ownership, respect and ownership. Then second is there's also the principle of responsibility. Then you also have the principle of accountability, the principle of reward. And remember, in benchmarking, you always get to add value to people. During my last report, it was recently reported that Lloyd Cadena has passed away at the age of 26 due to COVID. So here's a meme that I copied that I really liked when he graduated. So masarap gumimik, pumarte at magdota, pero mas masarap magsuot ng toga at tumanggap ng diploma. Thank you so much guys for listening. God bless you and have a happy and blessed Merry Christmas. Once again, this is Joel Abigail C. Aguas. Thank you so much guys for following me on Twitter. Bye and God bless.